Before we start, a quick note. I've launched a new podcast called How Words Work. It looks at how the language used in lying and manipulation also shows up in everyday communication, often without people realising. And when you use that language, even honestly, it changes how people hear you. If you want to understand how to remove those signals from your own speech to sound clearer, more authoritative and more credible, that's what this new show is all about. You can find How Words Work with Jack Fox on all podcast platforms, like where you are now. Right, let's go to this episode. Kouri Richins, guilty of killing her husband Eric. Now, this is her 911 call, and I have one question. Was she seeking urgent help, or was she creating her alibi?
What's going on? I don't know. I was sleeping in with my kids. I just came in our bed, and I turned over, and he's just cold. He's just cold.
Welcome to Never a Truer Word, where we look at the words that people choose to use to see if they're telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I have studied the words of thousands of criminals, so I know how people use words to lie, to cheat, and to manipulate. I also know what the truth sounds like as well. Now, when it comes to 911 calls, I'm looking for urgency from the person making the call, a desire to get help real quick, and also to describe the situation that's occurring. But in deceptive 911 calls from guilty people, well, listen, it's the first chance for them to tell the story, maybe the first chance for them to lie. They won't be relaxed with it. We'll see that stress show up. And also, no matter how smart they are going to have flaws in their story because they haven't worked it all through yet, and we can spot those flaws if we know what to look for. So we're going to go to Kouri Richins. We're going to play the 911 call as it was played at her trial. And at her trial, she was found guilty. So she did it. She murdered her husband. But in this call, is she going to be telling the truth? And that may be a limited version of the truth. Or are we going to be able to spot some signs as to what happened in the house before her husband died? And in this call, I want you to listen for alibi building. Is she seeking urgent help, or is she alibi building? I think you might be able to spot that as we listen through to the call. Leakage as well. Things she doesn't really want to let out to the 911 operator, but are going to come out. And also, at some point in this call, she's asked to do CPR to try and get him going again. Does she do it? We're going to see. I'm not so sure she's so cooperative. You will learn how to spot a deceptive 911 call by the end of this episode. So let's go into the trial and hear the 911 call being played.
911, what's the address of the emergency? My husband's not breathing. He's cold. Okay, what's the address? 282 Willow Court. 282 Willow Court? Uh-huh. Okay, what's a good phone number in case we get disconnected? 435 671 1987. Okay, is this going to be in Francis? Uh-huh. Okay, tell me exactly what happened. I don't know. I just came in. I was sleeping with my kids. Okay, I can't understand you. I need you to take a deep breath. What's going on? I don't know. I was sleeping in with my kids. I just came in our bed, and I turned over, and he's just cold. He's just cold.
Right, did you spot it? It's the very first thing she says, and if I was listening to that 911 call, I would go, oh boy, I got questions here. The operator answers and says, 911, what's the address of the emergency? And Kouri says, my husband's not breathing, he's cold. That's not the address of the emergency. Now look, maybe there was some mistake going on there, but here's what I think happened. Kouri, she knows her husband's not coming back. She knows he's dead because she's facilitated that death. Therefore, she's going to have to phone up 911. And what's going to be really important and crucial to her in 911? Well, it's not getting help urgently because she wants the guy dead. So as fast as the paramedics come, that's useless to her. What is important to Kouri, because she wants to get away with this, is saying, I don't know what's happened, and I was somewhere else at the time. alibi building. So when we have a prepared story ready to tell, we don't listen to questions fully. We think we're going to answer certain sets of questions. We have the answers ready for them. And this throws her off guard when the first thing is, what's the address of the emergency? She says, my husband's not breathing. He's cold. I'm sure that's a planned line. She might have been sitting with this for hours before she made that call. My husband's not breathing. He's cold. And then we get, okay, what's the address? And there's a big pause before the address. Let's pause. 282 Willow Court. Now, have you called 911? I was thinking about this as I was preparing this episode. The last time I called 911 was to get fired for a fire. And man, I thought if this fire keeps raging, we're all in trouble, so I need to get help. Boom, there as fast as possible. I'm sure when I was asked the address, I said it as quick as that. Kouri, no sense of urgency, just this plodding. 282 Willow Court. 282 Willow Court. She's asked, says Kouri. And the operator says, okay, what's a good phone number in case we get disconnected? And Kouri gives a phone number, which, look, this might seem like the most boring thing in this call. However, what I'm going to say to you is just look how simple and straightforward the phone number answer is, because it's truth, right? What's a good phone number? Here's the phone number. Nothing else. No storytelling, alibi building, not even any delay there. Although she does do the number quite slowly, actually. 435. I hope someone else hasn't got that number now that it's been broadcast. But that's what the truth sounds like. Question, straightforward answer. Is this from Francis? Question, straightforward answer again. And then we deviate. Okay, tell me exactly what happened. And Kouri replies with, I don't know. I just came in. I was sleeping with my kids. Now, there is nothing there about the state of the husband at all. The most important thing in what happened is her to say, I don't know. But she stutters on it. And look, when someone stutters, it's not always a lie. When someone stutters, it quite often shows stress or unsure of the right thing to say. That's not necessarily a lie. That could be someone picking their words carefully. She's showing a little bit of stress here. I don't know. But it's the most important thing for her to say when asked what happened is, I don't know. I'm getting alibi building. And then she says, I just came in. So we've got that word just, which I always say doesn't prove a lie's happening, just like stuttering doesn't prove a lie's happening. But when you see the word just, go around it, because very often deception will be around it. And I think there's deception there. I just came in. She's painting the story here of, I really have been very distant from my husband for a period of time. So I just came in. So she's building this, I don't know what went on story. What happened? She hasn't got to the most immediate part here, which is her husband's not breathing. I just came in. I was sleeping with my kids. Now, that again is alibi building. That is, at the time of the incident, I was somewhere else. Although it's very close in the house, it was I was sleeping with my kids. Notice as well, it's a virtuous thing, sleeping with my kids. What a great person I am. I was caring for my kids. She's using them like a resume statement. I was sleeping with my kids. So what happened? I don't know. I wasn't there. That is alibi building. There is no urgency to get to what happened. And also, he isn't mentioned at all. Tell me exactly what happened. Eric isn't mentioned at all. It's all about Kouri. She's telling her story, not getting help for the husband. 911 says, okay, I can't understand you. I need you to take a deep breath. What's going on? And Kouri says, I don't know. Now, two very different questions there, although you might not think of them. She was asked, first of all, what happened, past tense, and she says, I don't know. Now the question is, what's going on? And even now, so that's about now, that's in the present tense. The last one was in the past, and I don't know what happened. Fair enough, if we had come home and found someone passed out and called 911, what's happened, I don't know, would be a fair answer. But what's going on, my husband's not breathing. Right, and she's very more graphic about it as she goes on. What's going on? I don't know. Stutter again. The word just again. I was sleeping with my kids. So again, this is what's going on. I don't know. I was far away from it. I was sleeping with my kids. No mention still of husband. I just came in the bed. So again, just, that makes me think that actually she wants to say, I just came in and found this and have called you. But the word just there, because she could have said I came in the bed, but she's got that word just to make it sound like a small or little instant thing. I think she was there for a lot longer. I just came in the bed. And then she changes it to in our bed, which again, in terms of quickly describing what's up and getting help quickly. Correcting the bed to our bed is not that important, apart from the fact that the bed sounds a bit cold and clinical. Our bed makes me sound closer to my husband, doesn't it? So is that why she corrected herself? I just came in the bed, in our bed, and I turned over, and he's just cold. He's just cold. And we'll know, she talks, and there's a lot more going on, because she said at the very beginning, he's not breathing. She says later on, there is no pulse. So he's not just cold. There's a lot more to it, but she's minimizing it all down as if it's like, oh, I don't really know how serious this all is. Although she's doing all the, I think, fake upset there. He's just cold. He's just cold. And also, cold is the least of his problems. She said at the very start of the call, let me just go back to the very first thing she said, my husband's not breathing, he's cold. And he's just cold, he's just cold. He's not breathing! That's the sort of help you need. You'll take it to a ridiculous state if the 911 person is going, oh, it's just someone cold, put a blanket on them, warm them up, you know? He's just cold. No, he's not breathing. You're not getting across the urgent help that this guy needs. Interesting, cold comes up so often. I didn't watch the case very much. Was there some allegation that there was some marital problems and there was a coolness in the relationship there? Was he cold from that side of things? So here, she starts with this story. She starts storytelling. She starts alibi building at the start of the 911 call. Boom! Red flag. Real big red flag there. What's going on and what happened? It's all on Kouri. She says about herself and builds a picture of herself, including how nice I am, I'm sleeping with my kids. It's nothing about the husband until the very, very end there. And she's so keen. It's her catchphrase here is, I don't know what happened. Let's listen to the next part of the call. This follows on from this. Do you hear any urgency in what Kouri is saying here?
He's just cold. Who's cold? My husband. I keep the light on. And he's not breathing? He's not breathing?
No.
I need you to confirm it for me. Is he not breathing?
No.
Okay, can you do CPR?
No. I don't know how.
You don't know, I'm going to tell you how to. Are you willing to do CPR?
Yeah.
Okay. If there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
No, there's
You have one
not.
available? Okay. I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next, okay? Okay, are you right by your husband right now?
Yes, he's so pale. His mouth is
Okay.
open.
Okay, listen carefully. Are you able to lay him on the floor or the ground on the ground?
I'm just shaking. I can't put him. I can't.
You can do it. You can do it.
Wow. Who's cold, says the 911 operator. Kouri says, my husband. She answers that question directly. Finally, we get some direct answer there, and it does mention the husband as well. And then she goes back to herself. I turned the light on cause... Why is she doing that extra? Who's called my husband? He needs help right now. Who's called my husband? And I turned the light on because who cares? You know, this is storytelling in the extreme. 911 says he's not breathing, and it's really hard to hear exactly what Kouri says. It could be no, or it could be a sob sound, like a he's not breathing. Again, we get this no and maybe sob sound. And then 911 says, look, I need you to confirm for me, is he not breathing? And Kouri says no. Again, that lack of clarity is a lack of urgency to say, no, he's not breathing. Get here quickly. If she cared about how quickly help arrived. 911 says, okay, can you do CPR? And Kouri says, no, I don't know how. And interesting there, I don't see a desire to help here. It's not, tell me how, or can you talk me through it, or I'll try. It's, no, I can't do CPR. Outright, I'm not going to help you here. The help that you want me to give, I'm not going to be able to do. Fair enough. She doesn't know how to do CPR, but she puts a blocker in the way. There's no helpful words coming in here. Like, are you going to talk me through it? You don't know, says 911. I'm going to tell you how to. Are you willing to do CPR? Kouri says, yeah. Not a firm yes or, yep. or come on, tell me what to do. That's really proactive here. It's a slangy, yeah. And you can tell, I think she doesn't want to do CPR, but obviously saying, no, I'm not willing to do CPR would be suspicious in the extreme, as if we weren't already suspicious inside this call. Yeah, she says. Okay, is there a defibrillator available? Send someone over to get it now. Tell me when you have it, okay? Kouri says, no, there's not. Look. Number one, if she wants her husband to die and doesn't want him to get any help, the fact there's not a defibrillator is very helpful. But here we go. She's just answering the question simply and straightforwardly. A truthful answer. This is what the truth looks like. No, there's not. There's not a defibrillator around. She's told that the paramedics are being sent over. Stay on the line. I'll tell you exactly what to do next, okay? And there is a long, long pause from Kouri, which, again, is just this lack of urgency because, man, she does not want to do CPR. She doesn't give any impression she wants help to arrive quickly. And then there's a sort of whimper noise. Okay, asks 911. Are you right by your husband right now? Kouri says, yeah. He's so pale. His mouth is open. She's wanting to give more description rather than, yeah, what do I need to do? What are these life-saving CPR measures that you want me to carry out? No, I'm going to tell this story. He's so pale, his mouth is open. Okay, listen carefully, says 911. Are you able to lay him on the floor on the ground? It's a yes-no question. And instead of just giving a very direct yes or no answer, or I don't know, or I'll try, something really straightforward, we get, again, this blocker to help. I can't. Now, it's all a little bit unclear here, but I think it is, I've been sleeping, she says. Which is a weird way of saying that you can't wake your husband up or move your husband. You've been sleeping. Certainly doesn't feel like the adrenaline's flowing through her that she's ready for any kind of action to help. I can't. So she's not offering help here at all. In fact, several times now she said, I can't give help. And then I think the court transcript said, I can't touch him. When I've listened to it, and I've listened to it time and time again, I think she said, I can't help him. Either's pretty abhorrent. I can't touch him. I can't help him. Again, this is just blocking help. If you have super sharp hearing, a great set of headphones or anything, do let me know in the comments on this episode if you can. Is it, I can't touch him, I can't help him? And then she says again, I can't. That repetition, 4 times she says, I can't. A real blocker to help. Trust me, folks, the words will reveal what someone is like. The words we repeat especially show what is important to us, what is top of our mind. And here it's, I can't help him, I can't help this guy. You can do it, says 911, trying to sort of spur her onto something. So, there, the long pauses, they show a real lack of urgency. There is no proactive help coming in her words. In fact, it's all blocking words like, no, I don't know how, and I can't help him, or I can't touch him. There's just nothing proactive coming from Kouri at all. And the remnants of storytelling are there as well. For example, is that why she said, I've been sleeping, when she gave a reason for why she couldn't move Eric onto the floor? Was that to repeat and get across again, I've been sleeping? Because liars repeat their lies a lot because they think the more that you hear their lie, the more you'll believe it, the more convinced you'll be, or they worry that, did this 911 caller, did they hear me say earlier I've been sleeping, or do I need to just say it again to make sure it's sunk in? Yeah, that's why I'll say I'm sleeping again. So storytelling remnants still there. Certainly no urgency whatsoever. And it gets worse because listen to this. Can you hear a desire to help in this next extract?
You need to calm down, okay?
Yellow.
We need to help them. I can guide you through CPR. Take a deep breath for me. I'm here with you.
He doesn't have a pulse.
He doesn't have a pulse?
No. There's no pulse.
Okay. I'm here with you.
You need to calm down, okay? Says 911, and Kouri makes no effort to calm down, although I think there's maybe a bit of acting going on there. He's just yellow, and then I think she says he's yellow and white, and you'll notice since she's been asked to proactively help, so since she's been asked to do CPR and to get the Eric onto the floor, she's very happy just repeating these descriptive phrases. He's just yellow. He's just, the word just again, he's yellow and white. 911 says, I can guide you through CPR. Take a deep breath with me. I'm here with you. And Kouri gives it a long pause, a very long pause before she says anything else. And what that next thing she says, it isn't, right, what do I need to do? Or, right, I'm going to try and get him off the bed. It's, he doesn't have a pulse. I believe that. Again, it's very straightforward. It deals with who, he. What the thing is, there's something that doesn't exist, which is doesn't have, and what that thing is that doesn't exist, a pulse. It's very, very straightforward, a very full of information in the shortest possible sense. He doesn't have a pulse. He doesn't have a pulse? No, there's no pulse, says Kouri. Okay, I'm here with you. And then Kouri says, I can't do anything. I wish I could do it. I can't do anything? What? This is like, I'm really putting up the words here to say, I cannot help you here. And she's saying in her words, I can't help you. I'm not going to help you. I'm here with you, says 911. And then Kouri says something which is unclear. She either says, I didn't do anything, or I didn't hear anything. I was just in the, and then there's something unclear going on there. Both of those things, again, that feels like storytelling to me, alibi building. I didn't do anything would be particularly damning because she hasn't been accused of doing anything. I didn't hear anything is just that alibi building thing of, don't ask me why I didn't hear anything. No. I didn't hear anything. This has all happened and I don't know anything about it. So here in this part, Kouri is just not keen on the life-saving effort. We've still got more to listen to in this call, including one of the most, shocking bits of leakage I have heard in a Deceptive 911 call. That's all still to come. Let's take a quick pause. If you're finding this useful, make sure you're following the podcast so new episodes land automatically for you. Everything here is about developing a skill, and the more you listen, the sharper it gets over time. And if you're listening on Spotify, you can also subscribe to get exclusive episodes, early access, and video versions where you can actually see the words we're analysing on the screen. That extra layer makes a real difference if you want to go deeper. Right, back to it.
You ready? Okay, he's on the floor.
He's on the bed.
Okay, are you able by any chance to move him on the floor?
Let me try. His spots on it. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, I'm here with you. Are you not able to move him to the floor?
Go out. Don't come in here. Oh my God, my sister.
You're not able to move him to the floor? Just listen carefully. We just need to get him on the floor. Don't worry about hurting them.
No, he's just too heavy.
Is he still on the bed?
Yes.
Okay, he's on the floor. No, he's on the bed. That no was added by me, by the way. Kouri said he's on the bed. So the operator, who's probably done this sort of thing a few times, is expecting by now that the person who needs attention would have been moved from the bed to the floor. But no, Kouri has shown no desire to do that at all. 911 says, are you able by any chance to move him to the floor? And then we have a pause. 23 seconds of near silence. Now, what was going on there? I mean, I analyse words, right? Analysing silence is not my thing. But did you hear effort? Did you hear movement that was Kouri trying to move the husband onto the floor? I keep going to say the body, which sounds really disrespectful, and I don't want to do that, which is why I've been pausing. But did you hear effort? Did you hear that? No. 23 seconds of silence. I didn't hear any effort, any signs that she was trying to move Eric onto the floor. Then there's something unclear, and she says, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Well, what? Is it, sorry, I can't move him onto the floor, or I'm trying really hard, but there's no success, or even, I'm getting there, or She just says, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. And let's go back to the very first thing I said. She has a plan before this call, notes that she must hit in this call. I don't know. I don't know what's happened is one of those big things. She needs to show no knowledge of a crime, no knowledge of anything as to why her husband could be not breathing. So I don't know is her big thing. And therefore, when she's got to say something and she doesn't really have anything to say, it's I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Leakage will always happen. Okay, I'm here with you, says 911. Are you not able to move him to the floor? And then we hear Kouri, we think, talking to the kids, go out, go out, go out, go out, go out, don't come in here. Now, that's a lot of repetition, and she could be asking the kids to get out of the room. I almost wonder if she is relieved by the distraction, because if she's got this distraction of moving the kids away, getting them out of the room, then she doesn't have to deal with 911. She doesn't have to deal with life-saving attempts that she knows are going to be futile, or she doesn't want to be successful, which is why she spends a lot of time repeating, go out, go out, go out, go out, go out. Don't come in here. Don't come in here. Oh my God. Something unclear, the kids. I think that was a welcome distraction. But 911's not distracted. They really want to get Eric on the floor. And the operator says, you're not able to move him to the floor. Listen carefully. We just need to get him on the floor. Don't worry about hurting him, is what 911 says. Kouri says, no, he's just too heavy. Now, go back to that 23 seconds of silence. Did you feel like there was strain going on and, resistance? Oh, this won't move because it's too heavy. No, he's just too heavy. Also, why wasn't that the first thing she said after the 23 seconds of silence? He's too heavy. I can't move him. He's just too heavy. We've got that word just again there. And this is the only reason that he's not moving is because he's too heavy. It's being narrowed down by that word just. This is all I want you to focus on is his weight. He's just too heavy. Nothing at all coming through from the, I haven't really tried. I can't be asked whether I get him on the floor or not. 911, is he still on the bed? Yes, says Kouri. So here we've got these familiar themes. No urgency, no effort, and more, I'm unaware of what has happened. Now, I told you there was a horrific phrase coming up. It's in this segment here.
Tell me when he's on the floor.
I can't move it. It's just dead weight. Like it's just...
You're not. If he has sheets under, pull them to the floor. Don't worry about hurting him.
Yeah, can you please send somebody?
Okay, I have the ambulance that's on the way. Okay, there's another way to do this, okay? Grab their feet. Grab his feet.
Okay.
Slide them towards you until they're just off the bed.
Okay.
How old is your husband?
39.
39?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, were you able to pull his feet off the bed?
I'm pulling.
Okay, now grab the arm closest to you and pull the rest of the way off the bed. Again, don't worry about the fall. We just need to help them now. I have the ambulance on the way. I just need you to do this, okay, so we can get the help for him.
Okay.
Once they arrive, they'll take over. We just need to start CPR now. You are doing great, okay? I just need you to get him on the floor.
Okay, he's on the floor.
You got him on the floor?
Yeah.
Did you spot it? Tell me when he's on the floor, says the 911 operator. There's a long pause. And Kouri says, I can't move it. It's just dead weight. Dead weight. I mean, what a way to just leak that you know he's dead, or death. His death is on your mind, referring to him as dead weight. And also, it. She's already using the language we use for inanimate objects to describe her husband. It's not I can't move him or I can't move Eric. It's I can't move it. It's just dead weight. Saying that either she knows he's dead or she just has all that distance and he's just an inanimate object she could care as much about as, my phone. My phone's an it. I can't move it would be my phone. People who are closer to me than that, I would not be describing them as it, but Kouri does. The leakage there, phenomenal. I can't move it, it's just dead weight, like it. No time for this 911. If he has sheets under, pull them to the floor. Don't worry about hurting him. Kouri, I can't. Can you please send somebody? So Kouri is, I can't. Once more, this is I'm not going to help. I can't help. No, I'm going to try and help or I'll do what I can. It's just I can't. And then, can you please send somebody? It's the first time she's asked for someone. Remember I told you about calling 999 as it is in this country, the last time I did it? Yeah. We did the fire brigade here very quickly. Yeah, that was the first thing I made sure was happening, was that the fire brigade were on their way because a bad fire was going to take hold. This is the first time, no matter how much the husband is not breathing, he's pale, he's yellow, his mouth's open, can you please send somebody? It's the first time she's asked for that. And also she says send somebody, not is somebody on the way, which she has been told, but she wants to now at this moment instigate getting some help. This is, can you send someone, not is someone on the way, how much longer are they going to be? It's, can you start the dispatch process now when we've been on for about 5 minutes? So 911, reassure her, the ambulance is on the way, grab their feet. Kouri says, okay. Slide them towards you until they're just off the bed. Kouri says, okay. Not I'm doing that, just okay. Then 911, I don't know why, it's a bit of a left turn there, says, how old is your husband? And Kouri says, 39. Once more, these are things you will not lie about, like someone's age, your address. And the answers are all very different from the standard Kouri, which is all the information needed to answer the question, directly answer the question, and nothing else. How old is your husband? 39? 39? Yes, she says. Okay, were you able to pull his feet off the bed? Kouri says, I'm pulling, whilst not sounding like she's pulling, in her words, dead weight at all. And then we get more instructions from 911. We just don't worry about the fall. We just need to help them now. The ambulance is on the way. Once they arrive, they'll take over. We just need you to start CPR. You're doing great, okay? I just need you to get him on the floor. And Kouri says, he's on the floor. 911 says, you got him on the floor? And Kouri says, yeah. So she does confirmation there. Now, as I was listening to that, I realised 911 may have told a lie on this call when they said, you're doing great. But if you just notice there, I'll go back and listen to it again. 911 doesn't say, you're doing great. She says, you are doing great, the formal one, which is, we tend to be a little bit more formal when we lie so that we're a little bit more believable, maybe sound a little bit more sincere. She doesn't say, you're doing great, it's you are doing great. She says, like, once the ambulance arrives, they'll take over. So she does use contractions. She doesn't say they will take over, but she did lie to Kouri because Kouri was not doing great. So here, referring to Eric as it shows a real lack of closeness, and referring to him as a dead weight is cold as ice. We've got one more bit of the call to listen to now. I've cut out some of the call, which is the CPR, so very detailed instructions of how to do CPR, and then CPR happening. And I didn't want to put that in. Number one, we don't need to listen to the operator's words in the detailed CPR instructions. And number two, the thought of someone listening who was close to Eric and hearing futile attempts to revive him, I didn't think was, anything that we would benefit from here. I am going to leave a little bit of it in because it's very pertinent to some of the words that come afterwards. So that's why there is a jump now in time to Kouri doing CPR.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. If it's easier for you, am I on speaker?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know if the front door is open?
No, it's locked.
It's locked. I need you to go. Is there anybody else within the home, or is it just you?
It's all my kids.
Okay. Are one of them old enough to go unlock the door?
Yeah, it's unlocked.
It's unlocked now?
Yeah, he's here. He's there.
Okay. You need to keep doing CPR.
He's in here.
Okay.
Do I keep you on the phone?
Yes. Keep me on the phone. Go unlock the door and come back Come back to doing CPR.
No, he can't. He can't.
The bit that really interested me there is the CPR appears to be being done. She's counting along, or 911's counting. Kouri does. Sometimes you can hear her count along. It's when 911 says, "Do you know if the front door is open?" And Kouri says, "No, it's locked." "Do you know if the front door is open?" is a yes/no question, and we get a no in the answer. So it sounds very believable. The answer, no, it's locked. Again, it's got all the information that's needed in it to answer the question straightforwardly. I believe the door is locked. 911 says, "I need you to go. Is there anybody within the house or is it just you?" Kouri says, "It's all my kids." "Okay. Is one of them old enough to go and unlock the door?" And I timed it. There's a 5-second pause after that. And Kouri then says, "Yeah, it's unlocked." Who unlocked the door? Because I fully believe the door was locked when Kouri said, "No, it's locked." And she said she's in the bedroom. I don't know the layout of the house. It's possible that you could get from the bedroom to the front door in 5 seconds and unlock it, I guess. However, it really makes me wonder whether Kouri was doing CPR or whether she just had the phone and was wandering around and it was very quick for her to be able to go and unlock the front door. I'm not convinced she was doing the CPR at all, because I guess she doesn't sound out of breath when she's talking, and the front door kind of magically unlocks. She doesn't ask, you don't hear her ask one of the kids to do it. I mean, she was on speakerphone. Could one of the kids have heard it and unlocked it? When we don't hear the kids talking, I just don't think Kouri was helping with the CPR at all. So yeah, the door is unlocked. It's unlocked now. Kouri says, yeah, he's here. And then we just hear, I think, a paramedic arriving or something like that. And Kouri, I've never felt someone so grateful to not have to do CPR anymore. Although she's not all over the person that's arrived telling them what needs to happen. It's more about this information exchange at all. So in that part there, the big thing I got was that door sure unlocked quickly. So that's the 911 call. Overall, it starts with a story. It starts with I don't know, I wasn't there at the time, and she's more keen to tell us what she was doing and that she was doing other things and away from her husband when he had whatever happened to him that caused him to die. She's very keen to say what she doesn't know. More keen on getting those things across than urgent help for Eric. There's no sense of urgency, no sense of desperation there at all. And I don't think she was doing the CPR either. Doesn't surprise me that Kouri Richins was found guilty and will be sentenced soon. Let me know what you think in the comments, especially if you could hear some of the things that are marked unclear. I'd love to know your thoughts on them. NeverAtruerWord.com is the website. There you will find, for example, Kouri Richins being interviewed on morning TV on her book about grief. And you can see what I thought of that interview there. NeverAtruerWord.com is where to find all of that. I'll see you soon for something new from Never a Truer Word. And remember, the truth is always in the words.